Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's in your rest there. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders Hill. I bumped my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat the Man in Motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. We won today, Eagle Nation.
Yes.
We did it, man. And I brought on a special guest, Mr.Dugas from Dropping Dimes with Dugas, right?
Dugas,
my bad.
Oh, yeah, you good. Dropping Dimes with Mr.Dugas. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, it's all good when we winning.
Oh, definitely.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know, we got Grand 012, Mrs. Bird Gang, what's up? You know, Javion Pettigrew. He's a
Panthers
content creator, man. Hey, I told you guys we were gonna win, my guy. I told you didn't want to listen. Maybe my prediction was a little high, but we got that W anyway. So, man, go ahead and let everybody know, about your channel, and then tell me how you like the game.
All right, yeah, it's Mr.Dugas on YouTube, man, Mr.Dugas. I got a preview and keys to the game video every week prior to the game. I go live at halftime of every game. Some games I'm able to go live in the fourth, some I'm not, but I kind of let everybody know if I could or not. But yeah, and then like in the morning, I do a co-host a radio show at a local radio station for a couple of hours. So got all that going on, man. Eagles talk, a lot of other talk, man. Y'all check me out, man.
Heck yeah. So give me your first take on the game, my guy. How'd you like it?
Win is a win.
Mm-hmm.
A win is a win. It's actually a good win. It was a gutsy win for such a team with a young coaching staff and a young quarterback who Jalen Hurts was not playing well in this game.
No.
And, later on in the game, when he hit that long pass to Quez Watkins on that third down, it's like his momentum and like all his confidence came.
Yeah.
And he did a good job doing the simple things. Didn't do nothing spectacular, but he just kept the chains moving, used his legs a little bit. The block punt was key, by TJ Edwards. We had an opportunity to get one like that against Dallas that we didn't end up getting. So to get that today, that was big time.
He should have ran that ball in. What are you doing sitting on the ball, my guy?
Right. Yeah, and look, the defense, man, like they've been much maligned the last couple of weeks. I've been critical of Fletcher Cox recently, and he showed up today. He got a sack. He drew another holding call, got some pressures. Darius Slay, another guy who's been under fire this week, 2 interceptions today. Steven Nelson gets an interception. Jonathan Gannon kind of was a little more multiple with his defenses today. Like in the past couple of weeks, it been like two-man, two safeties back, leave everything underneath. But today you seen a little more single high. You seen a little more blitz and a lot more man coverage. Overall, just a good win against a team that's started off pretty good this season.
Yeah, man. But I was telling everybody, even like when I had the Panther content creators on, like the 3 teams we lost to and the 3 teams y'all won, you know what I'm saying? I would like to trade that out any day of the week.
Right. Yeah.
Like you guys didn't beat nobody. You guys got a good defense coming in with our defense. And, our defense played lights out today, man. Like said, all those guys were out there doing it. They held us in this game the whole game. Without them, the score could have been a lot more uglier, and we could have came out with an L here. So I'm just happy they stood up. What do you think about the offense? Because I still feel like we're still not running the ball enough.
No, we not. It's sad. It's like I've almost come to the acceptance that we just not gonna run the ball like we should. So I'm hoping that Hurts and the offense get it going. They was real sluggish early. Just real sluggish. We got very fortunate when Jason Kelce snapped the ball over Hurts' head and he tried to pick it up with his offhand. And that ball was just rolling around in the end zone. And we got fortunate. It went like those 2 points instead of 7 points was the difference in the game.
Yes.
So that was a huge break that we got there. The turnover, the fumble by Devontae Smith, that was just a great play by Dante Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, he just hit it right on the nose. You really can't do nothing about that. But you're right, not running the ball enough. I want to see us use Dallas Goedert a lot more, man. That's just something. He's our big physical presence on the offense because our receivers, they're quick, speed guys, but they're not big physical wide receivers. And Miles Sanders, who we don't use like that anyway, he's never was really a short yardage type of back neither. And Hurts, is the quarterback, which we could use him as short yardage, but Dallas Goedert is the type of guy that could bring a little more physicality to the offense. So I want to see us use him more. Better red, like we got a touchdown earlier, but once again, another touchdown taken away because we can't run a rub route the right way since week 1, But overall, I like the play calling at the end. I like us using Hurts' legs, giving them the option to give to Sanders or to keep it himself. But the offense has a lot to improve on. But I do love Jalen Hurts' winning attitude, his fight. This game did not go the way we needed it to go as for most of the game offensively. But when we had to score, we scored.
Yeah, man. Like you said on that rug route, we just need to get some starting receivers doing that play because we keep bringing in these bench warmers. Last week was JJ, this week's Ward, and they're costing us that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like, make your starters do it. Have Jalen Reagor and Quez out there, or Devontae Smith. One of them 3 combination need to be out in that play, doing that route there because I'm tired of seeing it called back every single time, man. And man, we got a tough game coming up, man. Our offense, I hate it. Seems like one week our offense doing good, the next week our defense doing good, the next week our offense. We gotta freaking get together and play a complete game like we did in Atlanta, man.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And this week, you got to score points this Thursday because Tampa Bay on offense is clicking on all cylinders pretty much. Their defense, though, is leaking a little bit of oil, especially in that secondary. You have an older Richard Sherman starting for them at the cornerback position. Winfield has been out. It's a short week. They have to travel. We'll be at home. So, the offense going to have to get it together and put up some points this week if they want to get a nice win on national TV against the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, man, but it was good seeing Flex finally get out there and get his first sack of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a good point. Even though when he did his kick, I don't think I seen his leg raise. When I seen everybody else leg.
He had to drag it, man.
Raise nowhere, but it's good to see that guy out there doing big things. And like we said, defense MVP got to go to Slay, man. 2 picks today. Looked nice out there. Our defense is coming into form. All you got to do is mix it up a little bit, and you'll see a lot more better Eagles defense out there, And if the offense can start, running the ball a little bit more, letting the defense rest a little bit more, you'll see better production from them.
Right. And especially like today, we ran a lot more man coverage. We have solid cornerbacks.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why I don't understand. Like to me, zone was always more for guys who never. Oh, look like Daniel Jones got hurt. Look like zone was more for guys who can't really cover man. You know, but Slay has always been a good man corner, and Nelson is a solid, you know, man corner. So I would like to see them guys run a little more man and let them challenge other receivers, you know, more going forward. Now. Maybe Thursday it'll be a little more difficult because Tampa Bay has a plethora of wide receivers.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still got to mix it up because Tom Brady has seen every type of zone I'm sure that ever existed. So the best way to get to him is to get a little physical with his receivers and get pressure on him right up the gut.
Yeah, and then what's the other one? Maddox has been playing good. Our safeties played good today. You know, Harris kind of had a couple plays on him, but he also made up with a couple of good plays out there. He was being a pretty good beast out there. We actually seen our linebackers clog the hole a couple of plays, which we have not seen all season long. You know, it's like they're starting to hear everybody talk about them, and they're starting to bring up their play, you know, and play a little bit better on that defensive side.
Yeah, they still got to get a little better because Chuba did get, I think, barely got over 100 yards rushing. So we still give up a little more rush yards than I would like to see. But overall, they were more active today. Like they were more active last week and the last 2 weeks when Dallas and Kansas City ran the ball. They wasn't even in the picture, like at all when running up the middle. But today they got after it a little bit. Davion Taylor and Jannard Avery, you know, got some play today, and they both ran around, made a few good open field tackles.
How do you like to see that? Do you think it should just stay with Wilson and Singleton, or you think we need to actually start one of these young guys?
Taylor is the most physically gifted out of all of them, with his speed and his physicality. With him, for what I always understood, it was more of a just learning like the fundamentals of everything. But I would like to see Taylor get a little more run. Wilson's been disappointing. You know, Singleton, we know what he's capable of. We've seen him play solid with us and get a lot of tackles. But I would like to see a little more going forward of Davion Taylor, especially in passing situations with his speed and athleticism out there.
Yeah, man. You also seen, you know, on the offensive side of the ball, you know, we did have a couple of Goddard sightings. He dropped that one touchdown.
Yeah.
Wide open. I bet you wish he had that one back. Oh. But the rookie's not playing that bad either, getting his game well. You know, he's out there, a couple of nice little plays. I just think with those two backs, man, we just got to keep running it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it needs to be like a 60-40 mix. You know what I'm saying? We can get a 60-40, you know, mix there. I think that definitely 60 pass, obviously, but it definitely helping up because once again, this week, you've seen these guys were not getting fooled with the play fake. So I don't even know why we keep faking the ball, you know, if no one's going to get fooled off it in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to see a little less RPO because it seems like with the RPO, Jalen holds the ball a little too long. And, I mean, we got to be leading the NFL in illegal man downfield penalties.
Right.
You know, and I want to see a little more actual run plays called, you know, and a little less of the RPO. Now, I know that with the RPOs, if, you know, the linebackers and safeties are selling out against the run, you know, you get single coverage with your best receiver in the middle of the field. But like you mentioned, like these teams are not really falling for that because they know the Eagles really don't want to run the football.
Yeah, like, and if any game, I think this would be the game to run the football. You either want to, the next game, we got to make sure we keep TB12 off that field. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as possible. So I think, you know, even if he just takes notes from the last, 2 minutes of that last game where we took over the run game, you know what I'm saying? You've seen the chunks happen, you know what I'm saying? You hand the ball off to these running backs, they're going to make some plays, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if Miles Sanders gets 15, 20 carries a game. Now you're looking at even a rushing touchdown by your running back. You know, it's cool that Jalen's getting these touchdowns, but I'd rather still see the ball in my running back's hands to run these touchdowns in.
Right, exactly. Especially like you said, later on, we was gashing them a little bit. And you got to give Stoutland a lot of credit. To say we have pieces missing, the offensive line has played solid, you know, the last couple of weeks after the Dallas game. You know, today they had I think Malata got beat once or twice by Hassan Reddick. But other than that, I mean, they're doing a pretty good job. And run block, when you run the ball more, it also gets your offensive line more fired up and more engaged into the football game. So we definitely got to see a little more of that.
Yeah, did you like Jack Stoll out there at guard, or do you think Herbert should have been playing there?
You know, Herbert didn't. I'd like to see Stahl didn't do bad today because obviously, you know, you ain't hear no holding or none of that other stuff with him today. And Herbert has his ups and downs. But well, you know what? I guess they must have seen something in practice, you know, to let him get out there a little bit. So I'm good with the unit we had today. And then we're going to we don't know what the personal thing is with going on with Lane Johnson, but maybe we get him back Thursday night and we could put Malata back on the left side. The O-line did a good job today, especially Andre Dillard, you know.
Yeah.
He held his own today.
Yeah, man. We got a question here. It says, stock up 3 players or position, stock down 3 players or position.
Stock up. I'm going to go Fletcher Cox. I'm going to go Darius Slay. I'm going to go Steven Nelson. Those 3 guys, they played a good game today. You know, really did. Stock down. I hate to say it. I know we're talking about them. And I'm only going to say this because you got to be more aware at the end of the game and stay in bounds, man. Miles Sanders with those 2 times going out of bounds. Eric Wilson, who's just has not been, you know, very good this season for us. You know, I'm going to say him. And another player stock down, I'm going to say is that's a good. Let's go with Rager, man. Like Rager. I feel like Rager don't make enough plays for us at the wide receiver position. I want to see more of Quez Watkins and a little less of Jalen Rager. Like Quez is just so explosive, and he's a much more pure route runner than Rager is. Like Rager is the better athlete overall, but Quez Watkins is the more pure wide receiver. So that's who I would say as far as stock up and stock down.
Yeah, man, my stock up, like you said, is Quez Watkins too, man. He needs to get the ball more. You know, I've been rooting for this since the offseason. You know, Quez is putting in that work, and I think he definitely needs a lot more targets. I know we like to target Devontae Smith a lot, which is, you know, expectantly show he is a Heisman Trophy winner. You know, he is our #1 receiver here. But I think Quez definitely needs some more balls, you know. And I think if we ran the ball a lot more, we would see him open a lot more because you would suck up those safeties, you would suck up those linebackers, and that give him that extra 2-3 steps that he needs to get on somebody, and then it's a wrap after you get on them like that.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And then stock up else, I would say, like you said, Darius Slay. You know what I'm saying? 2 picks today, man. I think he had, 1 pick all last year? And
just
he's
one.
got
In
2
the Dallas
picks
game.
in 1 game, so he's already doing better than he did last year. So that's
right.
a plus for our defense, you know what I'm saying? And the other one is your boy Nelson. You know what I'm saying? He got himself the game-winning, you know, turnover there, you know, at the end of the game there, and that was huge for our defense. And, you know, I was one that's really down on him. I wasn't that big of a fan of Nelson coming to our team. But, you know what I'm saying, he's slowly winning me over, you know, game by game. He's starting to make some plays. And, yeah, you know, I got to give him love today for getting that pick at the end of that game. So 3 stocks downs. I would say if you had to give stock down, because I don't really like to, but I have to give one to Mailata for giving up that clean hit on Hurts. And he gave it up twice in a row from Riddick. You know what I'm saying? I know you switch sides. You know, you're not used to playing the right. You know, you're used to playing the left. But, hey, you're still supposed to be this, you know, stud left tackle, you know, offensive lineman in general. And you can't have back-to-back sacks like that, back-to-back pressures on our quarterback like that, especially not the first one's a clean hit. You know, I was worried if he's going to get up or not the way I saw.
Yeah, that was a shot. That was a good shot there.
So, and then stock down, even though he won the game for us too, is Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Hurts had some plays that first pretty much 3 quarters, man. You know, it was rough sledding for him. You know, he's missing some bugs, missing some guys. It seemed like, you know, he was patting the ball too long, holding the ball too long. And I think, you know, you need to really, it's kind of a mix of his fault and the coach's fault because like I said, if you're running the ball more, you don't have him doing so much of this. You know, I know he's a young quarterback. The best thing for a young quarterback is the running game, but still, he's holding the ball a little too long. I would like to see him get it out a little quicker. And yeah, man, he got to play a little bit better than he did in that first half, you know, to move forward. So, and then that's two. Sock down else would be yeah, just the linebackers in general. Like every game and 2 days, give me a shutout game, man. I gotta give them the stock down, man. I think we still need to go out. How we got some time before this trading deadline. Go out there and grab another linebacker from somebody's team. Like I said, I don't care. A lot of people don't want to do it, but I don't care if you gotta give them a first round pick next year to get a stud linebacker. I'm not saying any linebacker, but I want a stud, bona fide stud off somebody's team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I guess we're only in week 5, so once the trading done like week 8, so week 8, something like that. So within the next 2 weeks, how we need to be on that phone, figuring out which teams are willing to give up their good star linebacker and see if we can make something happen.
Yeah, you know, linebacker has been a position for us that's just really, you know, has not got the job done. You know, Super Bowl season, Nigel Bradham was solid that year. You know, he was solid. Hicks was good before he started getting all these injuries with us. You know, he seems to have found a fountain of healthiness in Arizona. But, yeah, that's a position that definitely we have to address. We got to stop putting Band-Aids on those positions and actually get somebody that could go out there and make plays.
Yeah. Like when we had Trotter, you know, when we had Trotter, that was Trotter's defense. You know, he was the man in the middle. Your middle linebacker should be the leader of that defense, should be the man in charge. He's calling the plays. He's setting people up. And we need a bona fide middle linebacker on our team. You know, I understand that the defensive scheme is more of a pass-based defensive scheme. We are playing better against the pass this year than we have previously, but we are still getting gashed on these runs, and it's going to take a big-time linebacker to stop that.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something definitely that that's why to me, it's so important that Jalen Hurts played well and shows Brass that, hey, I am the quarterback of the future. Because we're going to have, you know, potentially 3 first-round picks next year. And the Colts are not too good this year. The Dolphins are really bad this year. So they could be at least 2 to 3 really high draft picks. Yeah. So one of those picks, you know, you got to go out there and get, you know, a young sideline to sideline stud linebacker, put in the middle of that defense. And with linebackers, you know, they give you a little more help in the passing game if they could cover, and they also good for you as far as going up against the run and calling plays and being close to the line of scrimmage. D'Amico Ryans was another guy that we had, you know, for a few years. That was a pretty good linebacker as far as making plays and understanding, you know, offensive schemes.
Yeah, D'Amico was good there too for a while. You know, his problem was just getting hurt all the time. You know, he just couldn't stay on the field that much. What other positions you think the Eagles might want to look at, you know, before this trading deadline comes up and getting some players from?
One more position I think that we should, it's going to sound crazy, but I would like to just see one guy. I'm probably not like a star type player, but kind of like a middle of the pack. I would like to see one veteran 50-50 ball wide receiver on this roster. Like just one guy that could just be a leader, a veteran with the young guys, kind of show them a few things.
Like Larry Fitzgerald?
That would be a perfect. That's the perfect guy there. And somebody that could make the 50-50 ball catches, you know, go up and make physical catches. And we could also use him in the red zone. So that's somebody that I think in the trade deadline, if you could find, you know, a veteran wide receiver that's good at getting 50-50 balls, that I would like to see this team get.
Nice. Yeah, man. I've been pushing for Larry Fitzgerald. We can get that guy in terms of veteran leadership. You know, he can teach some things to these young receivers to help them get even better a lot quicker in their career. Plus, he can still, you know, Larry never took a, you know, he might have lost a step, but he was never fast. So, but what that step he lost, he gained in mental. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's more smarter receiver from it. And he's all the way up until last year, he still had a good year. So, I wouldn't mind seeing us go pick him up off the streets and add him to our receiver line core.
Yeah, and one thing about Larry, when that ball touches his hands, it's like he got stickum on his hands. He's catching everything that go anywhere near his hands.
Oh yeah, Fish. He said Hurts ain't the guy. I think he still is the guy. Because he still showed a normal quarterback playing that bad. Those 3 quarters, probably would have packed it up. And said, had a bad game, finished off the game bad, but he still scored the last 2 touchdowns of the game. You know what I'm saying? He still took his team back out there. I know his defense gave us good field position, but he made some key throws at the end of that game, and he still used his legs to score that last touchdown. So you can't say, people got to realize this is his 8th game, right? Like, no, 9th game playing in the NFL ever. Everybody wants to compare him to Patty Mahomes and Brady and all these guys. Those guys all didn't do that great in their first 10, games that they played in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It took till they got established in the league, start building the owners and head coaches and GMs start building teams around these guys, you know what I'm saying? That got them the confidence for them to learn all the nuances of the game and become these star players. So everybody need to chill out. I think what Hurts has done so far is good, you know what I'm saying? He definitely has room to grow, but I would not say it's time that, or even say that he's not the guy. What about you?
Nah, I like Hurts. I like him. I was a little frustrated with him after that Dallas game. But then when I went back and thought about it, I'm like, what quarterback is going to be successful in their first road Monday night start against a division rival? I mean, it was a homecoming game for Dallas, with the Dak returning and the other guys going into their ring of honor. And Miles Sanders touched the ball 2 times that game. Just 2 times. So, you can't really get on him too much. And like you mentioned, he's technically still a rookie. He hasn't started a full 16 games in his career yet. I like him. Now, is it things he needs to get better at as far as consistent accuracy and decision making and getting the ball out a little quicker? Absolutely. But one thing I see from him, like today, what today showed is he's a winner.
Yes.
Like, he's a winner, and no matter how bad he's playing, no matter what's not going his way, he is going to battle to the end. And I like him, man. What we got to do is we have to, with the 3 potential first-round draft picks next year, with the salary cap space we're going to have next year, you got to build this team around him. You got to continue to get, more and more weapons for him, get younger in certain positions at the offensive line, and build a better defense. Russell Wilson, and I'm not saying Hurts going to end up being Russell Wilson or nothing like that, but just comparison, him as a young quarterback didn't make a whole lot of plays like that. But what he had was he had a great running game with Marshawn Lynch, and he had a great defense. And he went out there and made plays, with his legs and threw the ball accurately when he needed to. I feel like this team, this team is on the right track, man. If he could just continue to prove himself, and if Nick Sirianni could just get more experience as a play caller and getting a better feel, for what to do in certain situations, I think as far as going forward, we'll be all right. But I'm okay with Hurts.
Yeah, me too. But I kind of feel like this. Tell me if you agree. But I feel like Nick Sirianni is like treating Hurts as if he's just a pocket quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like if we had like the Carson Wentz style quarterback or the Brady style quarterback where you just want to line them up every day, every down the shotgun and just throwing the ball. I don't think that plays to Hurts' strength. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to be more of that, running quarterback too, mix in a little bit more quarterback design runs like they did for Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson, those type of quarterbacks, while also, mixing in that RPO because like we said before, when the linebackers aren't biting, your RPO game makes it a lot more tighter and it's a lot more harder for these guys to get open. So it's like, I feel like you can't just throw the ball. Like there are some situations this game I was even like, why are we doing it again? You know what I'm saying? Just run the ball. It's easy peasy if you just run the ball. You see Miles getting 5-6 yards of chunks at a time. Even if you did 5 yards of chunk to hold all the way down the field, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown, and it helps out our offensive line. So I think Nick Sirianni needs to kind of like think about the quarterback that he does have. I know if you want to make him this great passing quarterback, but you got to use both strengths instead of just focusing on one.
Yeah, I agree. And I think with Sirianni, I think that the running game thing does baffle me a little bit, as far as like, was this part of your job security? Like, did they hire you telling you, you can't run the ball a lot, right? It makes you wonder. But with the exception of his lack to really try to run the football, he seems like somebody that wants to evolve, that when he does something wrong or something goes bad, he tries to actually fix it. He's not a stubborn guy. So, for the most part. So, yeah, I do want to see Hurts on a little more bootlegs, and things of that nature, thrown on the run a little more. Because I keep thinking about the touchdown he threw to Goddard in the Atlanta game, how he escaped the sack and ran on the run and threw a beautiful, touchdown pass to Dallas Goddard right before the half ended. But yeah, Hurts has been playing a lot more pocket QB than he really should be. And so with all that, and the line being mix and match, and a bunch of young receivers, I thought he's did okay. He's did solid.
Yeah, man. And I also want to see a little bit more I formation running. That excited me so much when you see, even though the quarterbacks need to play, just to see him line up in a normal I formation for like the first time all season was exciting. I was like, yes, we're about to see a power run play, baby. Even though quarterbacks need to, I was looking for that power run play, and I think we need to do a little bit more of that. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up the formations. I don't think he needs to sit back and shotgun the whole game like he does, man. I think they need to change that part up for sure. Like, let's do some power I, even in some, king or queen, go old school with them, you know what I'm saying? Offset left and right, motion tight ends to the backfield, something else to help out the run game, because yeah, he definitely needs to give the ball off, and we need to run it from different formations. He says, what's going on with Rager giving too much responsibility as a kick return? That could be a possibility too, because I wasn't a big fan. If you're going to have 3 starters, receivers, to have any of them, I thought we had enough talent to move another young guy back there, let him return. Hell, Boston Scott, he hasn't played a game this season. We have Boston Scott back there returning kicks. He did a pretty decent job at it.
Yeah. I think with Rager, honestly, he's not as polished as a wide receiver as Devontae Smith and as Quez Watkins are. Like with him, his game is more athleticism. That's why for me, I would like to see a little more of Quez Watkins, than Jalen Rager. Now, Jalen Rager obviously could bring a lot to the table with his athletic ability, with his speed, and his ability to make you miss. But he's just not polished. Like at TCU, it was almost like they used him more as just an athlete. At Alabama, you could tell the way Devontae Smith runs his routes, the way he gets off of jams, the way how smooth he is. You could tell he's been coached really well, at that position. And with Jalen Rager at TCU, I don't think he got enough polishing at that position. So I think that's the main issue with him. Because yeah, man, today he was really a non-factor today.
Yeah, Jalen was, and it's really been that way to most of the season. Besides that, the first game in Atlanta where he had that screen for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it kind of hasn't really done nothing. For the most part, like you said, like that's the reason why I think, like you said, Quez Watkins needs to be playing a lot more. But then I think if you did, because didn't they say they were going to start Quez and Devontae and have Rager in the slot anyway? You know what I'm saying?
That was the talk, before the season started.
Then, why'd you go off of that? Would have been a great plan. You taking the pressure off. Because I don't think he's at a point, like you said, he's not polished enough to beat, a top corner in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? 1-on-1. He doesn't run his routes moving enough for it. And he's just not that guy yet. So not saying he can't ever be that guy,
Right.
He can do it maybe next year or maybe later on in the season, but he is not there yet. So why don't you let the good route runner stay on the outside and let him be able to do these little drag plays? And I want to see some, reverses, or not even reverses, but speed options, or not speed option. What do you call it? End arounds, speed handoffs, with a receiver coming and motion and just hiking and handing the ball, like some of those type plays. I think Jalen Rager will probably do good on some of those type plays. You know what I'm saying? Give him some where he can get the ball in his hands early and try to make some things happen, and then worry about his receiving the ball down the field later on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because he's somebody that if he has the ball in his hands in space, he could make damage happen. But like you said, the thing with him is beating a cornerback on a route and getting open and then catching the ball and securing the catch is a little bit of a problem for him right now. Every now and then he'll do it, and you'll be like, okay, but he's not going to do it enough on a consistent basis to where you could really trust him out there all the time, playing over a guy like a Watkins, who is a lot more polished and more explosive as a pure wide receiver.
How you like what they're doing with the 2 tight ends?
That's another. I like it as far as with the 12 personnel. It's something we've been known for a lot that's worked for us over the years. The only thing is I want to see a little less of Zach Ertz. I know that he could still make something happen here and there, but I want to see a lot more of Goddard, like just as far as getting opportunities, because it's like Goddard could make a couple, with the exception of the bad drop. We can't have that, but you just see the athletic ability, and the size and the way he runs. And it's like every now and then it's like, okay, let's feed Ertz. Let's call this play for Ertz, to kind of make it whatever, I don't know, to satisfy him or keep the defense honest or whatnot. But I'm okay with it at times, but I would like to see a little like an extra receiver out there, and Goddard, Goddard is such a good blocker also. That's another thing. With Ertz, you pretty much know when Ertz is out there, most of the time it's a pass play because they're not going to ask Ertz, especially at this point in his career, to really be a consistent blocker. Like with Goddard, you get production in the passing game and as a blocker. And, you get like, say you run more 3 wide receiver sets with Devontae, Rager, and Quez. Because remember on the pass play, when we hit Quez, all 3 of them was lined up on one side. And you gotta, pay more attention to that side. And that's when Quez, with his speed and his explosiveness, was able to catch the safety leaning a little bit more this way and able to hit him across the field with a post. So I would like to see that also more. But the 2 tight end thing, I get it because it's just something that they just always had, as far as the philosophy. But you got to get more of your younger guys, more speed and all that on the field.
Yeah, and then our biggest reason why everybody wanted Ertz to be back in the first place is reliability and catching. He done dropped some balls lately. In a crucial situation where the old Zach Ertz would have caught that ball and secured that first down. Like, he's been dropping some balls lately. He hasn't been Mr. Reliable as everybody expect him to be either.
Right. Yeah, and he's just not what he used to be. It's good to have his veteran presence around. He's Mr. Philadelphia. Obviously, he's great for the city and for the team and the fans and everything. But I just would like to see, you could use it here and there, but I just would like to see a little more of, 3 wide receiver sets. Now, the 12 personnel in the red zone, I get it. It's more of a condensed area. You don't have as much room to run around crazy. And Ertz is a bigger body you could use for the red zone. But as far as when we're more in between the 20s, 3 wide receiver sets with 1 tight end and 1 back, to me, would be a more effective personnel grouping.
He said, but I know fans will love the Rager pick. Wish they can. But was it a need or a want?
It was a need. It's just that for us, Justin Jefferson was on the board. Like, that's the problem. You get him, you're not really worried about that position as much as you are, as well as the Ortega Whiteside and DK Metcalf whole situation. As with Whiteside, he's basically a blocker. We use him out there to block.
Yeah.
But it was a need. It's just I thought that they got the wrong guy. And it's not to say that, like you said, Rager, he has talent. It's not that he just don't have the ability, the talent. He just needs more polishing, and he just needs to work more on his fundamentals. And Nick Sirianni is a wide receiver guy. So you would think with overtime, he should get a little better and better as far as being a pure wide receiver.
True that. He says it's not Rager's fault his quarterback can't get him the ball.
I mean, he got to get open. He has to get open to get the ball.
Separation, my guy. You got to get that separation.
Yeah, he got to get open. He get open, I'm sure he'll get the ball more. From what I see is he don't create much separation because he's not pure on his route running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a Jack Stoll at the blocking fullback. Yeah, they talked about that too in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? I still have not seen that yet. So, yeah, I agree that we definitely need to get – what's he doing? Jack just riding bench too? Like, why we have so many players, I feel like we have a lot of players that we leave on this 53-man roster don't play. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of confusing in certain ways, you know what I'm saying? Because why you have them there when I feel like there's other players you could have probably brought up that you are at positions that you are using a lot more of, and let those guys play at those positions. So, the whole Boston Scott thing, the whole, Stall thing, like these guys are not even playing. They're just sitting the pine.
That's true. I mean, you could have, you got Boston Scott, you could have used a Jordan Howard or somebody for short yardage situations, or at least as a decoy for short yardage situations. Like you run a play action, you fake it to him and maybe let Hurts go around, or fake it to him and take a shot over the top on a short yardage situation.
Yeah, man. He said right now we're looking at we could have a top 10 or even a top 5 pick. Yeah, with Tua being out over there, man, that could be a top 5 pick. And hey, as long as Carson keeps playing enough to not get benched,
right?
Keep losing. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to lose not because of Carson most of these games. And we could be looking at 2 top 10 picks. Now imagine that having 2 top 10 picks and say because I still got faith in our Birds this year. Because through 2 and 3 sounds a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Than 1 and 4 or 1 and 3. So 2 and 3 does sound a lot better. And everybody expected us to go, at least 3 and 3 or 2 and 4 these first 6 games. That was the hardest part of our schedule. And I still think that doesn't change. We still have a lot of people want to count us out already against Tampa, but I still think there's a possibility we can even pull this out.
It is. The Eagles have a little bit of a shot in that game simply because Tampa has not been great defensively. When you look at the Kansas City game, we moved the ball up and down the field on them. The problem was we didn't score touchdowns like we needed to.
Yeah,
we had to kick too many field goals.
And he's on the touchdowns that we did get.
Right, exactly. So I think that we could move the ball on that defense a little bit, and defensively, just be more multiple like you was today. Now, look, we're gonna give up points to them. I mean, it's Tom Brady. It's Mike Evans and Antonio Brown and all those weapons they have over there. But the fact that I felt like we played with Kansas City, I think the defense will be a little better this game than it was that game. They got a shot. Not saying they're gonna win, but I'm gonna feel good going into that game. Like, what, we at home, it's prime time. Got a little bit of a shot here.
He said he was at the game today. It doesn't matter if he is open. Jalen looks one way. He's a one-week quarterback. He had Rager at least once a game up the rail and missed him every time. And then he said even the pass to Quez, if he led his receiver, it would have been a touchdown. And I did see Jalen miss one, but like we said too, he's a young quarterback still. You know what I'm saying? He's going to, he got plays. We don't know the route progression. His plays where these guys are open. Like today, when Jalen threw that high one, and he was like, oh man, he hit his head. Like, dang, I had Quez Walker's open. Like he knew, what I'm saying? If he would have just waited a little bit longer, and then threw the ball, he probably would have hit Quez for a touchdown even then. But
and with that one, it was bad when you see the replay of it, but not excusing it. But I at least kind of understood Jalen's mindset at that point. It was only 7-8 seconds left, and we had no timeouts. And you want to make sure you get enough yardage or whatever to get a field goal. He didn't really take the time to look downfield because he was more focused on, okay, let me get this out route so we could get in better field goal position. With Jalen, as long as he's not being super like inaccurate all the time
Mm-hmm.
and turning over the ball, I feel like he has an opportunity to just continue to get better and better and better. What would worry me with him is if he start throwing interceptions or start fumbling the ball, or if he starts missing wide open receivers on a consistent, basis. You're going to miss receivers. Like the best of the best quarterbacks miss throws sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as it's not on a consistent basis, I think we're going to be all right with him.
Yeah, because people do expect him, like, oh, he did this, he missed that. Like every quarterback in the league misses passes every game. I just rarely any perfect games. I don't know how many of them's ever been in the NFL, but I know there's not very many of them. You know what I'm saying? Where a quarterback didn't miss on none of his throws throughout the game. There's always sometimes it sails high off your hand, sometimes it sails low. You get it in the dirt, and a lot of things can happen. Under pressure, not under pressure. He's gonna miss some passes that, like you said, it shows how he bounces back from these things. He threw a pick today, but you see him bounce back. You know what I'm saying? We still got that W today, and that's what you want from a leader, and that's your quarterback on a football team. He said he backs up every time, never steps into the pocket. That's one thing I was wondering with these big giant offensive linemen. Do you think with Jalen's height, it kind of keeps him from stepping into the pocket more?
Yeah, that's something that, the quarterbacks like the Drew Breeses, for example, was somebody who was a shorter quarterback, but always knew how to move his feet to create throwing lanes. That's something there that comes with time.
Mm-hmm. It says King Chopper, welcome. Yeah, man. So, yeah, I guess, wrapping up this game, it's like, we played a good game on defense, special team. I still think we got the best punter in the league. We didn't see him last week, but that guy can punt the football, my God. Man, I think next week, I really feel like we got to get Mailata back on that left side. I do, like, as much as, Dickerson's playing good. I mean, not Dickerson. Diller's playing good, but I just feel like you're messing up that's the reason why you gave him the big contract, because how good he played on that left side. And Jack Stahl, like you said, Jack Stahl is, he can play right tackle with, Herbert, because like they talked about, they're used to playing with each other. They played with each other at the end of last year. They played last week together, and I think that's a formidable, 1-2 punch if you need to have one in there for combination. But I think that's the reason why Mailata gave so much, is because he's been practicing so much on that left side that he gave up those 2 sacks on that right side, because he's been practicing on the left side. No matter how good he's still a work in progress. People think because he is a good left tackle that he's going to be a great all across the board offensive lineman. I don't know if he's there yet. I'm not saying he did a horrible job today, but I'm saying I think coming off that injury, maybe you should have kept him somewhere that he's more, he's coming off the injury, he's more known for the left side, and just left him over there. But I can see what they're saying, though. What are you going to do with Dillard then if you put Mailata back over there? You're just going to let him ride the bench, and he's been playing good.
Well, I mean, hey, like, we're going to have to. Just stay ready. You just tell him stay ready. Lane is a little older now. He's been a little more nicked up the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So, you just got to tell Dillard to stay ready, because you never know.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the 18 still in the chat. Please hit that like and subscribe to both of our channels, man. We are 2 Eagle content creators putting out good content for the Eagle community. Both links are inside the description and inside of the chat. Just stopped down. Mailata came back from injury, played difficult position. Hurts, Wilson, Rager, Ertz, Sirianni, and Session. That's a lot of stock downs, guys.
You went 5.
You went the whole offense. Like everybody on the offense, a lot stock down. Now, what do you think? Let's go get one more question before I get into our all-time Eagles team. What do you think the Eagles need to do? Short week, getting ready for Tampa this Thursday.
Get back to more fundamentals as far as for one, snapping the ball, and just work on red zone offense. Like, red zone offense is just something that is been holding this team back. Now, we did a better job in the second half, but in the first half, we had the penalty, but it should have never came down to that. Like, just running the football. And for us defensively, it's just continuing to build confidence, this was a great performance by the defense today. You know, carry that over into Thursday night. You know, when we played great against Atlanta defensively, it carried over into the first half against the 49ers. Now, unfortunately, once the Brandon Graham injury happened, you know, the defense kind of lost a little bit of its luster in that game. But just build off of this win with a young team, with a young offense and young coaching staff, it should give you a little bit more confidence. And, you know, they could go out there and do it Thursday. They're not going to be favorite. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they lost.
Not at all, bro.
You know,
I wouldn't be surprised
me.
like underdog 7 points or more.
Oh, yeah. But if they play well defensively and Hurts just could, you know, makes plays, they could play with those guys a little bit, at least that night.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, piggyback off what you said, just be more balanced this game, you know what I'm saying? And come in with a complete game, you know what I'm saying? Like we were saying earlier, offense plays good, defense sucks. Defense plays good, offense sucks. If you guys can just, you know, balance it out in the middle, like I said, the run game would help that out for both sides, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, even the red zone, you know, we stopped worrying about passing it on first and second down when we get the ball in the red zone and start running the ball, making it short yardage, you know, things like that. That maybe we score a lot more touchdowns, you know, in the red zone too, running the ball. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this game. Like I said, I think we have the talent on our team to play with anybody on our schedule. You know what I'm saying? All the 16, 17 games we had, I feel like even the games we lost, like I'm still one of them fans that feel like you take away those penalties, you run the ball a little bit more. We could have been sitting here 3-1, 4-0 going into the game. You know what I'm saying? Like we shot ourselves in the foot, you know, whether the coaches did it, the refs did it, whoever did it, you know what I'm saying? It was more self-inflicted wounds as opposed to actually getting outplayed, you know, or not having the talent to play with these teams. So, hey, man, at the end of my show, I like to do an all-time Eagles team. You know, it's just your favorite team. You know, I like to get everybody on here the first time, you know, and get their team out there. What do you think is going? Who do you think will be your starting quarterback, and who will be backing them up?
My starting quarterback. I know a lot of people. You know, I like Donovan McNabb. McNabb was my guy. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm going Donovan McNabb as my starting quarterback. Backup quarterback. You know, I got to go with the greatest backup quarterback probably in the history of the NFL, Nick Foles, man.
Nick Foles, yeah.
Because, you know, if your starter gets hurt, Nick Foles could come in there off the bench and win a Super Bowl.
Nick can get you 5 straight. He can get you 5 games. Don't ask him to play the whole season. But
right. I don't know, not 16, but 4 or 5. Oh, he got you.
Yeah, man. All right, give me 3 running backs.
Running backs. Oh, I got Brian Westbrook, my guy, man. Just was all purpose, all everything. I'll go LaShawn McCoy. You know, second with his explosiveness and everything. And you know, third, I'm gonna go Montgomery. I'm gonna go Montgomery third.
Montgomery, nice, nice. Give me 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends. Zach Ertz and Chad Lewis.
Okay, and 4 receivers.
4 receivers. He was only here for a short period of time, but I gotta go T.O. I gotta go T.O. I gotta go Deshaun Jackson. I gotta go Mr. Hall of Famer himself, Harold Carmichael.
Right.
And one more receiver. You know, I'm gonna go with let's see. This is tough because I'm debating between a couple of people. You know, I'm gonna go Jeremy Maclin, man. I like Maclin, yo. I liked what he did. Chip should have never let him get away, man. You know, in 2014, he had a great season as the #1 receiver on that team.
Yes, he did. He was our last 1,000-yard receiver. So
yes,
definitely put him on there. Give me your starting offensive line, my guy.
Offensive line, left tackles. It's a tough decision, but I'm a go a younger Jason Peters, slightly way back younger over Trey Thomas, like just by this much, man. Center, I gotta go Kelsey, man, Mr. Eagle. Right tackle, I go Runyon. I go John Runyon. He was just nasty, you know, like I love the battles with him and Strahan.
Oh yeah.
My guards, man, he just has so much injuries now, but when he's healthy, man, Brandon Brooks is big time as a guard.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. And my other guard, I'm gonna go Evan Mathis, man. When we had Evan Mathis, man, he was a really good guard for us.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. That's a nice line right there. Give me your starting defensive line.
Defensive line, D tackles, I gotta go Fletcher Cox.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we gotta put him there in the middle. I'm also gonna go with my other D tackle, just because he took up so much space. He probably didn't have the production we all would have liked, but I like Corey Simon as the other D tackle just because he ate up so much space. My D ends, I mean, gotta go with the greatest, you know, Reggie White. You know,
right?
Gotta go Reggie White at one D end. Other one is tough too, man. Other one was tough too. But my other D end, my other pass rusher D end, I'm gonna go with Hugh Douglas, man. I like Hugh. Hugh really got around the edge for us, man.
Yeah, Hugh Douglas. Yeah, hey, Jerome Brown was great too, my guy.
Jerome Brown. How can I forget Jerome Brown?
Richie
how can I forget him? But yes, Jerome Brown, absolutely.
Corey Simon was good. What do you mean, Corey? What the fuck? You know, like he was good. He was good. Hey, Corey on the show too, so shout out to Corey Simon.
Nah, I should go Jerome over him. He slipped my mind, man.
It's all good. It's your team. You tell them it's your team. You know, whenever they come on the show and they want to give their team, they can do it. But today is your day.
Yeah.
Give me 3 linebackers.
Linebackers, okay. We got Jeremiah Trotter. We talked about him. He was big time. Seth Joyner. Seth Joyner was big time linebacker for the Eagles. My third linebacker, man, it's been a while since we had linebackers, man. That's what's crazy. But let's see, we got Trot, we got Joyner, and I'm gonna go with man, this one tough, man. This one tough. Let me get back to that one, man. This one I'm gonna have to think
one too. You know what I'm saying? You got D'Amico in there, Takeo.
Yeah, D'Amico, yeah. You know, let's go D'Amico. Let's go D'Amico.
Brad M. You know, we got the boys.
Yeah, because I was thinking about D'Amico. Let's go D'Amico.
All right. And Grand Zero, we should add a fullback in there. I just don't know very many fullbacks for the Eagles. I know we had Richie that 1 year.
Right.
Byers, I think, 1 year.
Right. And what's that guy, man? Oh, what's his name, man? He was really good for us.
I'm trying to think.
Toward the end of Andy Reid era.
Yeah, I thought that was
signed him as a free agent. I forgot his name, man.
Was it John Ritchie from the Raiders?
Yeah, Ritchie was from the Raiders, but we got another one after him.
The dude from Seattle.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Weaver, yeah, I think that was his name. Yeah,
that's a good one. So maybe moving forward, Grand Gazette, we'll say a fullback. How about that? You know, let's see how many people can think of the fullback there. Okay, give me 3 cornerbacks, my guy.
Corners, man, I like Troy Vincent. Let's see, Eric Allen is pretty good. And, you know, I'm going to go Lito Shepherd, man. I like Lito Shepherd. I like Lito a lot. So I'm going to go them 3.
Nice. 3 safeties.
Safeties, well, we got to start here. You know, with my guy B-Dog, man. We got to go with B-Dog as a safety. Go Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm did a lot of great things for us, you know, back there in the secondary. And my third safety, let's see, I'm going to go with he was another underrated. I like Michael Lewis, man.
Yes, I think his name doesn't come up enough in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Michael Lewis' play. He's a physical safety back there.
Oh, yeah.
He had Dawkins and, like, those other guys that can do all the other stuff, you know what I'm saying, the covering and stuff like that. Like, he was always just the one that always came up and helped with that run stop.
Yeah, he laid the lumber, man.
Yeah. Who will be the defensive coordinator of the team?
We got to go with the late, great Jim Johnson, man. I know Buddy Ryan, you know, which is a head coach, but, you know, I guess defensive philosophy and everything. But I'm going Jim Johnson. I love the philosophy of just blitzing and just going after people. One of my favorite Eagle games was in 2008 when we played Dallas week 17 to make the playoffs. And I mean, we just was all over them. Like with blitzing them, they couldn't do nothing with our blitzing scheme. So I'm going Jim Johnson.
And I forgot the kicker and punter.
Kicker, we're gonna go with Akers as far as kicking.
One. You're funny, Richie. You're a funny guy.
Yeah, maybe he'll be my second string O-line coach.
All right,
Andy. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's see, I'm gonna go Akers. And as far as punter, man, I got a lot of recency bias. I like the one we got now, man.
Right, simple.
I like him a lot, man. I might go with him, man. Like he been doing his thing.
You got a leg out there, man.
Oh yeah.
And then who's gonna be your offensive coordinator?
Offensive coordinator. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Gruden, man. I'm gonna go Gruden. I know that's a little back.
Kentucky, yeah.
I'm gonna go Gruden, man. Yeah.
Right. I think that's the first time he made the list there as offensive coordinator. I like that one. Check it.
Oh yeah,
hey,
man.
Coach.
Coach, I'm going Andy, man. I'm going Andy.
Yeah, Big Red.
I gotta go Big Red, man. I know Big Red didn't get it done with us, man, but he always had us in position. So I'm going Andy.
He goes, Mr.Dugas, when you come on the BIRDGANG 31 show, you have to do your best fly Eagles fly dance.
Oh, a dance? Oh,
he like this, yeah. Hey, he did it though, Grant.
There we go.
I get JC to do it. He hasn't done it yet. We're gonna get him. He said, Deuce, does Deuce the offensive coordinator for our team?
Nah, he was more the running back coach. I don't think he ever had that title.
Because
remember when Doug, it was out of him and what's his face, man? That we
Frank?
Was it after Frank? Who had hired right after Frank? Was it Rowe? Mike Groh, I want to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Doug gave Groh the job over Deuce, but he named Deuce associated head coach, I guess, to save face.
The last couple of years he was here, like the assistant head coach.
Right.
That coach, yeah. Well, hey, man, thanks again for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Anytime you want to come over or you want to collab or something, just let me know, my guy. I'm always open, and I love to have you back on here, Go ahead and give a shout-out to all your social media platforms. Let everybody know where they can find you at one more time. All
right, on YouTube, of course, y'all can find me, Mr.Dugas, as Mr.Dugas. Facebook, y'all can find me, Courtney Dugas. Instagram, Mr.Dugas_1986. Twitter, YouTube, at YouTube, Mr.Dugas. And on Sundays, 10 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central, I got a weekly radio show I do. You download the ESPN 1420 app, and y'all can listen to that every Sunday morning leading up to kickoff of the Eagles early when they play early on Sundays.
All right, man. Thanks again. Hey, guys, check us out. And we got the BIRDGANG Nation Sports Media post-game show, the Aftermath podcast, coming up in about 30 minutes. So I'll see you guys over there. Much love to you guys for stepping in here. Fly, Eagles, fly.
That's right.
BIRDGANG 31, we out. Peace.